Ryan Roberts here with Coach Marksberry of Simon Kenton. Coach, for the last 5 years you've been in the region championship or further. Just talk about that level of success.
Well, our kids have worked very hard to buy into the expectations that our coaching staff has set for them. You know, we kind of squeezed into the playoffs a few years ago. Back in 2008, we were the 4th seed and went to wound up making it to the state finals, and that taste of success in 2008 has kind of lingered around here, and our kids want to build upon the success that group set back then, and we've managed to make it to the regional finals 4 of the last 5 years, and we're proud of that accomplishment. We've set some records along the way, and our kids have just really worked hard and bought into the idea of being a successful football program, and trying to continue the winning ways that have been around since 2008.
Offensively, you return Brennan Kuntz at the quarterback position. Just talk about him and how he'll be involved with the offense and some of the other guys you're expecting to step up.
Obviously, offensively, Brennan is one of our leaders. Last year as a junior, was his second year as a starter. He produced great numbers and did a great job of leading and managing our offense. Brennan is kind of a drop back type kid. He can run if he has to, but he's not one of those kids that running is his first priority. He's got a great arm, great accuracy, and he does a great job of just understanding our offense and what he needs to do to make our offense successful. He understands that his job is to get us into the end zone, and he does a great job of spreading the ball around and keeping people on our offensive side of the ball happy. He does a great job of leadership in the huddle and taking control of things. Other key guys offensively, we return several starters on the offensive line. Ben Walling, who is getting quite a few Ivy League looks and Ivy League offers. Cornell and Columbia have offered him roster spots. He's a great student in the classroom, has a great ACT score. He's 6'5", 280 pounds, so he'll play one of our tackles. Cameron Rackey, who's a younger brother, or Cameron Hansel, who is the younger brother of Jordan Hansel, who played offensive line for us a couple years ago. Cameron's about 6'2", about 255 pounds, and moves real well, and he's a returning starter for us on the offensive line. We're going to have some new faces in the offensive backfield. We've got a couple guys that are fighting for time there with the offensive running back position. Dylan Powell, who will be a sophomore, very explosive athlete, does great things, has great ball skills. And then senior Travis Bryson, who's one of the fastest kids that we have on our team. Travis is also a baseball player. We're fortunate enough to return our leading receiver, Grant Wassam, who had 50 catches last year for 800 yards and 7 or 8 touchdowns. We return him. And then we return our a couple other receivers that got significant playing time for us last year, in Evan Meenick and Lars McIntyre. They both had somewhere in the range of 20 to 30 catches, and we're on the field quite a bit for us last year. So we're excited about our ability to put the ball in the air. We try to be balanced in terms of run-pass ratio, but we want to spread the ball around and make people try to defend or have to defend the whole field, both vertically and horizontally.
Defensively, you use one of the best playmakers in the area, and Jared Swanson. Just talk about that side of the ball and who you think can step up.
Yeah, we lose Swanson. Jared was a great player for us. Great ball skills. Anytime he touched the ball, he had the ability to take it to the end zone. Both as a DB with interceptions and as a kick returner. We also lose Jared Bowling, who was our leading tackler the last 2 years and wound up being our single-season tackle record holder. He was a 3-year starter for us at linebacker. So those are 2 key losses on the defensive side of the ball, and we'll have to have some guys step up to replace those guys. Fortunately, we return 8 other guys on defense, so hopefully some of those guys that are returning starters will step in and take up the slack that's left there with the departure of Swanson and Bowling. We return our second leading tackler, Mikey Krallman, at linebacker. He'll be a 3-year starter for us. We return all 3 defensive linemen in our odd front, Quentin Marksberry at nose guard, Matt King at defensive end, and Brady Gowan at defensive end. And those three guys had a great year last year. Two of them will be seniors, and Quentin is just a junior. We returned a couple of other linebackers that saw a lot of action for us last year that weren't necessarily starters, but played a ton of snaps and have a ton of experience in Barry Deaton and Eric Carter. Those guys got some valuable varsity time last year. And then in the secondary, we return our free safety Chase Wilson, who was our leading interceptor last year. He had 5 interceptions on the year. And Alex Zafiro, who is our corner, that was the corner on the other side of Jared Swanson. And then Austin Kelly will be a senior who played some for us at the end of the year. Did a great job against Bryan Station in the first round of the playoffs last year. We threw him into the mix, and he did a great job. So he's got a little bit of experience, playoff experience under his belt, and we hope that those guys can those guys can shore up the secondary and keep our defense where it needs to be.
As far as your schedule goes, talk about your non-district opponents and how you think that helps you for a postseason run.
Well, we open with Collins out of Shelby County, who is a really good team. They were the 4A runner-up last year to Highlands, and I saw over the weekend on somebody's tweets or something about Collins had won the UK passing tournament, the 7-on-7 tournament. They returned a ton of starters, have 2 kids that have committed to Western Kentucky. We also play early in the year Newport Catholic, defending 2A state champion, and Cooper, 5A runner-up. So, two runner-ups and a state champion in the first couple of weeks of the season. We have Connor in there in the beginning, which will be another great test with Drew Barker and what he can do. And, Coach Trosper does a great job over there, and those kids are always ready to play. So, we feel like our non-district schedule will prepare us for what always seems to be like a brutal district. Our district is just, each week you have to be physical and you have to be ready to play, or you're going to get knocked in the teeth and lose a football game. And last year we started out the season 6-0 and went into the district schedule, and we're fortunate enough to beat Ryle in that first district game, and then the second week Campbell County came calling and knocked us off the undefeated perch that we were sitting on. And so each week in our district you have to be ready to play. You have to bring your A game. Boone County's got a new regime over there. Their emotions are going to be running high. They're going to be excited. Dixie finished the year very strongly. Ryle is loaded with some young talent, and Campbell's won the district the last 2 years. So every year or every week it's a great competition, year in and year out, week in and week out, and we look forward to that competition.
Coach, lastly, just talk about expectations for this year's team.
Expectations are high. We won 9 games last year. We were 9-4, advanced to the regional finals. We feel like that with the returning guys that we have, the experience, the talent level that we have, that we should set our expectations high. Our kids came back from the dead period and they were ready to go, and we had a goal meeting that day, and the kids decided what they wanted their goals to be and what they were willing to commit to make those goals come true. And we came up with a list of a couple of goals and 8 or 10 commitments that they were willing to make with each other or to each other, so that hopefully we can make those expectations come true. Obviously we want to compete for the district title. We want to compete for a regional championship. We'd like to advance to through the playoffs again and make a run into the playoffs very, very deep. You get to that regional final round and you're in round 3, and the next one's a semifinal round. So our kids are have high expectations of themselves, and hopefully we can do some things right, and our kids will continue to work hard and believe in each other and believe in themselves, and we can make a nice long playoff run.
Coach, good luck this year. We look forward to seeing you play.
Thanks, Ryan.